What's up guys, this is TampaTec and this is the latest greatest Legends Ultimate. You can find this right now at the Sam's Club website. Check out the links in the video description below. The Sam's Club AtGames Legends Ultimate comes with the rare games, not the Disney games. 300 games total on the machine, including Space Invaders, Centipede, Operation Wolf, BOBBLE, Missile Command, and Battletoads. It also comes with 2 months free of ArcadeNet, a library of games that you could play, and 16 gigs of system storage, the pinball buttons included, and a new user interface that has App Store X so you could buy game packs directly from your device. I'm going to show you how to assemble the Legends Ultimate, show you some really cool features, and some add-ons that you should definitely consider upgrading to. Make sure you have all the parts necessary to build the machine according to the manual. If you're using an electric drill, make sure you set the electric drill at a low torque setting so you don't strip out any cam bolts. Then install the cam bolts to the side panels. Next, install the cam locks in panel C and D. After installing the cam locks, go ahead and slide in the C and D panels into panel A. D panels go near the bottom of the cabinet, as you can see right there. And these small holes line up with these holes, as you can see on the bottom right there. And these holes should match up with these holes. If they don't, you want to go ahead and flip it just like that. Flip it the other way and they should line up. Next, grab panel E and slide it between D panels. Then grab panel B and line up the cam bolts with the cam locks, and using 2 people preferably, slide down the B panel into those cam bolts, and then using a low torque drill, lock those cam locks. After locking all those cam locks, make sure you shake it, make sure it's secure before proceeding forward. F is the front panel. That goes right here. The single hole goes on top and the double holes on the back panel go on the bottom. And backwards. Next, place the bar top on top of the bottom cabinet and make sure the back is flush. Next, go ahead and slide in the control panel, connect the 3 cables, and screw in the bolts to the side and also 2 bolts on top. There you go. That feels pretty secure. Next, USB connection. And next, the power. There we go. If you ever need to swap out control panels, the only thing you have to do is plug those 3 connections in and then slide it in and then bolt it on. The long bolts go right here on top. In a separate pouch is S6 for the pinball buttons. So we're going to put these to the side. If you have a toddler, I highly suggest mounting these to the back of the cabinet. And this looks like 12 volt, 5 amp power adapter. We're going to plug in the power right here. And it does take an Ethernet cable, but we're going to use Wi-Fi in this case. Next, press the power button on the control panel. So this is the new Legends Ultimate from Sam's Club. Next, scroll all the way down to the bottom using the joystick. Select the checkbox and hit submit. Sign into your Wi-Fi. Once you're signed in, you'll see a star that's solid and the Wi-Fi signal strength. Then go ahead and proceed to the next step. Hit continue. And set up time zone. I'm in the United States. I'm going to choose Eastern. Set up my account. You need to create an account. Just select Create Legends ID. There we go. It's synchronizing right now your account. Back and continue. Alright. Set up flash drive X. If you have a USB drive, go ahead and plug it into the port next to the button. I have a 32 gig 3.0 USB drive. I'm going to plug it into the right USB port. There you go. And set up flash drive X. Once you get that message, select Setup. And we're going to format that, hit yes, and continue. And we're done. We have 2 months of prepaid subscription to ArcadeNet. It gives us access to over 130 arcade games and pinball tables. You can redeem that now. And now we have an update, so it's making us do an update. Let's go ahead and select that update. So it looks like it's updating, but if you don't get this update screen within 2 minutes, be sure to power cycle the unit. And it should start updating. All right, it's going to turn off again and turn back on. There's not too many updates, don't worry. Now there is a component update that's necessary. After about 15 seconds, it should reboot automatically. If it doesn't, then you want to go ahead and power cycle by pressing the button. Let's go to the App Store and check it out. Here's some packs that we can purchase. As you can see, there's a download arrow letting you know that you can download these packs that you purchased prior. If you want to filter, select, hit Y, and then you can choose arcade games or pinball tables. Let's go ahead and choose a pinball table and hit play. Alright, hit start. Now if you want to launch, pull back on the joystick and you go launch. The bottom buttons are the flipper buttons and the top buttons are the nudge. You can reverse those in settings. Alright, now we're going to play one of my favorite games, RC Pro-Am. We have an option to load our saved game. There we go. For any reason you need to rewind it, you can press the rewind button. Of course, rewinding will disable the online leaderboard support. Now I'm going to show you how to swap out the control panels. Very easy to do. You want to remove the pinball buttons first on each side of the cabinet. Then remove the side bolts and the 2 top bolts on the upper right and left hand corner of the control panel. Then you can slide it out. Next, pinch and pull out the white connector. Don't pull on the wires, make sure you're grabbing the connector end. And then grab the connector end, pull out the USB cable and the power cable. And this will come out. Now I'm installing the Legends Gamer, which is great for playing Steam PC games. This is 8 buttons per player. To install the Legends Gamer, be sure to remove the pinball kit, separate the plastic spacer mount, plug in all the cables, slide in the control panel, screw in the buttons without that plastic spacer. You don't need the mount, you just screw it directly on to the cabinet. If you press the power button and you notice 2 blinking blue lights, that lets you know that it's in Bluetooth mode. Just hold down P2 button for a few seconds to turn off the Bluetooth feature, and now it's in wired mode, and the controls should now work. Now I'm going to install the quad play. It's really easy to do. You want to go ahead and slide in the quad play on those grooves, and then go ahead and plug in the same 3 cables just like before. Slide it all the way in, and so these long top screws, the bolts that were in the stock control panel, you want to go ahead and reinsert those on the top of the quad play. The quad play has 4 players, as you can see. Player 1 and player 2 is in the middle. They both have 6 buttons, and they're both labeled player 1 and player 2. There's a trackball that you need to transfer over from your old control panel. Player 4 is on the right side, as you can see, and player 3 is on the left side in an angle, so you could play diagonally. As you can see, player 1 and player 2 both have 6 buttons. Player 3, which is labeled P3, has 4 buttons, and player 4 also has 4 buttons, and it's labeled P4. If you're interested in the BIT LCD, the Quad Play, or the Legends Gamer, check out the links in the video description below. Step 1, to replace your marquee for the BIT LCD, remove the screws from the Legends Ultimate marquee. Here's everything that's included in the BIT LCD. The USB drive is not included. I'm using an 8GB USB drive that's formatted to a FAT32. Make sure you move that switch over to the USB side. Plug in the power cable to the power splitter. Next, plug in the USB cable into the USB hub and then feed it inside the cabinet. It does come with the mounting screws, as you can see. And we're going to put one here. Next, feed the power cable inside the cabinet toward the right side. Feed the USB cable toward the middle of the cabinet inside. And then go ahead and plug in the USB cable and plug in the power cable to the BIT LCD. I did have to remove the screws on the bottom and move them to the top corners. Now the BIT LCD does mount properly. After you remove all the screws, when you remove the back panel, be careful, there's wires plugged into the back panel. Go ahead and unplug the left power cable, plug that power cable into the power splitter, then plug in that power splitter into where that power cable was plugged into. Next, unplug the control panel USB cable from the game board, then plug that cable into the USB hub, and then plug in that USB hub cable into the game board. Go ahead now, power the Legends Ultimate. Go to App Store X and look for BIT LCD. Go ahead and install BIT LCD to Flash Drive X. This may take a while. Alright, install is complete. And we hit back. Now go over to all tables and games. So everything is installed and updated, but of course there's more updates coming out later on. You go to App Store X and click on BIT LCD to update. But as you can see, everything looks sharp and very responsive as you go through your game library. Now, if you want to connect a gaming PC to your Legends Ultimate to play Steam games, you can do that. Go to Settings, select Advanced Features, select OTG, and go ahead and purchase that on your Legends Ultimate. That will unlock and give you the ability to play Steam games. External apps will give you the ability to play programs and games off of your USB drive that's plugged into the Legends Ultimate. If you have a gaming PC, you want it connected to the Legends Ultimate, it's easy to do. I ran my HDMI and my USB PC cables into the back of the Legends Ultimate. I just left the back screws loose on the back panel. The top screws are tightened, but the bottom screws are removed, so I'm able to insert these cables. And I have a flat 3.0 USB cable. I'm going to plug into the left USB port right here. And then I have a flat HDMI cable, and I'm going to plug that into the HDMI port right here. So it's going to look like that. And then next, I want to go ahead and hit the channel button. And then go ahead and go down to start. These are some of the games I highly recommend. Tape to Tape on Steam. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Streets of Rage 4. Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. Dragon's Lair. And here's some other games I highly recommend. These are classic, you know, Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug. Using a mini keyboard, you can go into settings right here in Steam and then configure the controller. If you guys are interested in any of these products, check out the links in the video description below. If this video was informative, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe and hit that bell notification to stay updated on the latest tech videos. Thanks guys for watching.